Jodi Brenner Ginsberg of Ginsberg Law Offices. Today I want to talk with you about what happens after you get hurt at work. You haven't been able yet to get to a doctor, and by the way, your employer should provide you with a list of at least 6 doctors, one of which should be an orthopedist, as soon as you tell them that you got hurt. Now, it doesn't mean that you can necessarily get into the doctor's office the very next day. Sometimes there are urgent care clinics. Obviously, if it's an emergency, you go to the emergency room. But let's say it's a situation where, hey, I hurt myself. They give you ice, they give you an over-the-counter, they wrap it up, whether it's your elbow, your finger, your knee, and there's like, okay, go on, go back to work, go do your tasks. And you are so worried about the fact that you want to appease your boss, you want to make sure your boss is happy, you don't want to lose your job, you say, okay, and you hobble on back through the warehouse, or you jump back up on the back of the ambulance if you're an EMT, or down the hallway if you're a CNA, and you really cannot do it. What you're winding up doing is making yourself worse. So many people are so worried about, as I said, making their bosses happy that they wind up hurting themselves worse when they say, okay, I'll go back and try it. If you've just blown out your knee or your shoulder and you work in a warehouse, how in the heck are you going to go back in there and lift 15, 20, 50-pound boxes and load them back on the shelves? If you're a CNA, how in the heck are you going to go back into a patient's room and help them bathe? You really cannot do it. So what I always tell folks is you really have to worry about yourself at that moment in time. You need to take care of your body. If you don't take care of your body right after you get hurt, it's only going to get worse. When they require you to do more and more physical work while your body is injured, foot, shoulder, knee, back, neck, hand, fingers, whatever the case may be, and you continue to hurt yourself because you're worried about your job, and I understand people need to make money and they need to put food on the table, but if you hurt yourself worse, it's going to be a prolonged period of time before you can even get back to doing anything. My point is that when you're injured, when you're hurt, make sure you report it specifically. Make sure you do not immediately run back to work when you know that something is wrong. Request and require medical care. Get work restrictions from the doctor. That way, if you have to go back to work, you're under a limited duty restriction. And if the employer has a proper job for you, and I say the word proper because a lot of times you'll go back in there and they will say, oh yeah, you can go back and do this and this. And then they're shorthanded, and what do? They wind up putting you back caring for patients, or loading in the warehouse, or jumping back into the ambulance on the back of as an EMT. You must have a job that's within the restrictions. You should not race back to regular duty work. You should be an advocate for yourself. If you need help with any of these things, if you need help being an advocate, we are here to help you. You can reach me at 770-351-0801. Thank you. Hi, this is Jodi, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about all rights and benefits available to you under the Georgia Workers' Injury Laws, I'd like to invite you to download my Georgia Workers' Compensation Survival Kit that I created for folks just like you. Some of the topics I cover include: can I get fired for filing a work injury claim? 8 critical mistakes to avoid. Is it true that the insurance company will hire a private investigator to follow me around and videotape my activities? What happens when the insurance company is late with my weekly wage payments? 7 specific tactics I recommend to maximize your case settlement value. If you or a loved one needs to maximize your recovery from your Georgia Workers' Compensation claim, you'll find this survival kit important reading. Download your survival kit right now and at no cost. Just visit my website and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now, and as always, I wish you the best.